Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live for Acting from All Angles. I'm really excited today because we are going to be talking about, well, I already said it was Acting from All Angles, but it is sponsored by Actors in Action. And we've got our little chart, and I haven't been sticking to our chart lately, which are the 6 keys to acting success. We're supposed to be talking about financial fitness today, but I just don't feel like it. We're going to talk about craft, okay? We're actually going to be talking about voice work, but first let me introduce myself to you guys who don't know me. My name is Julianne Lichty Stratton, and I am the creator of Actors in Action Professional Actor Training, where we help actors to create their own fail-proof acting process so they can rock any audition, callback, or booking. It's a really fun, cool thing we're doing here in Salt Lake, getting actors really in touch with themselves and really able to do the best work they can do. It's exciting. All right, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about voice work. I have a lot of my students that ask me, how do you articulate more? What do you do with your voice? I have people that are mushy mouth that need to learn to articulate and put their physicality into their voice. First of all, let me say the voice is super, super powerful. Clearly, I mean, it's your voice. It's like they talk about authors having a voice. It's what expresses them. It's who you really are, and it's coming out through your sound, through your voice. And so that's something we want to really, really be able to be connected with and be free and open with. Now, there are many, many ways to approach your vocal training for speech, for voice and speech. And actually, let me clarify voice and speech. So voice is how you use your voice. Speech is voice is like the tone, like my looseness, my breath, connecting. Speech is how you articulate. So you want to talk clearly, your speech, or if you're like doing a dialect, you want to be able to do different kinds of sounds with your voice. So we're talking about both of them together, voice and speech. When I say speech, I'm talking about both. As I was saying, there's lots of ways to work on your voice. There's many, many great people. There's Celia Berry, there's Patsy Rodenberg, there's Kristen Linklater, and there's also Arthur Lessac. And Arthur Lessac, I'll tell you a little bit about him. He wrote a book called, got it right here, The Use and Training of the Human Voice. And when I was back in acting school at DePaul University, Kelly's here. Hi, Kelly. When I was back in acting school there, the first 2 years I was there, that is the program that we were using was the Lessac program. And then sort of new ideas about voice work were coming into vogue, and Kristen Linklater was becoming all the rage, and she's great, she's fabulous. And Catherine's here. Hi you guys. So Kristen Linklater is really great, and but there's a lot of people that are great. So what happened at my school at DePaul University is we switched from doing the Lessac method into the Linklater method, which was nice. The Linklater really can get you into your body. It can help you articulate. There's a lot of great and wonderful things. It's loosening up. Most great voice programs will do that. Most great voice systems for the actor will get you loosened up, will get you in touch with your body, will get you articulating. But, and I sort of was like, oh yeah, the Lessac thing, whatever, like everybody else is like, oh, we're moving on to bigger and better things. But over the years, since I've left acting school and I've started my own acting school, I've really thought a lot about the Lessac training program and the Lessac technique. And the more I think about it, the more I feel like it's a really, really wonderful, wonderful way of approaching the voice. So I have my book here. This is my book. I don't know who Bruce is, but apparently I got his phone number back at acting school. So The Use and Training of Human Voice. Clearly I use this a lot. The Use and Training of the Human Voice by author Arthur Lessac. It's a really, really great tool. So what I love a lot about this, I'll open up the book to you. You should get a copy of the book. I'll put in the link, I'll put a little thing. Do you see there's got an instrument thing here? It's got, it's been a long time since I've really worked on Lessac. But basically, what Lessac does, oh, it's so good. It's so amazing. It's so versatile. So what Lessac does is it uses the vowels and it also uses the consonants. And like the consonants, each consonant is like an orchestra instrument. So like da is like a drum beat. And I think is a violin, and or is a violin, and is a viola. So it just trains you to use your voice and your speech, your vowels and your consonants in this delicious, fantastic, creative way. It also has these different energies. I am by no means an expert on Lessig. I just know that it works really well. So then they have these different energies that you use: potency, radiancy, and buoyancy. They help with the different vowels. There's just a ton of cool things in this. Probably my favorite thing about Lessig, though, is that the vowels are all categorized. So they have, I can find it in here. So for like the O vowel, that's like a number 1. So here, right here, a number 1 is ooze. A number 21 is ode. A number 3 is all. A number 4 is odd. A number 5 is alms. A number 51 is ounce. A number 6 is add. So what's really cool about this is if you can learn, if you can master this, you can master dialects. There's a lot of people that use this work to learn how to speak a dialect brilliantly, like a British accent. There's so many different kinds of British accents, right? And so if you're just gonna, try to do a British accent, it's going to sound general. It's not going to sound like it's from really anywhere. But if you used, and the Brits will be able to spot you, they're like, it's an American trying to do an accent. So, except for they'll say it like, oh, that's an American trying to do an accent. Except for they'll say it better. But if you can master these different vowels, you can go into your script and you can mark up your script. So if you're learning to speak with an Irish accent or a Scottish accent, you know that they say their oys, like let's do Cockney. So instead of saying I, they don't say I. Instead of I, they say oi. So you can write in the mark for that vowel. So you go like, I'd go down to the store and I'd buy this, and you're going to get a better Cockney accent than if you just were listening and trying to do it on your own. It's really, really great stuff. Like I said, I've got a couple of links here. One is to the Lessac.org, the website, the Lessac Institute. Oops, I didn't want to end, sorry. The Lessac Institute. So look it up. They have workshops all over the place. Once I get my completely up and running acting conservatory, I definitely want us to use Lessac. And then this one is a woman who's been trained in Lessac, just talking about how she teaches it and what it's about. And you can hear an example of her voice. To me, she sounds a little over-articulated, so it doesn't have to be that articulated, but she's got this resonance, she's got this power to her voice. And Lessac works really well with what I teach in the Lichty technique with our forward motion, which is using our verbs to affect people, using our behavior, putting your energy into the person that you're acting with to get them to do something, to move them. And when we do that, when we use our forward motion, use our behavior and our energy to get what we want for another person, the audience feels it too. It's very effective. And working this way with Lessac, you deal with energy, you deal with using your voice and your body in a way that would really lend beautifully to that forward motion. There you go. That is our Acting from All Angles today. I'm glad you joined us. I will also put a link to the book in there, how you can get the book. And there's lots of stuff online about exercises. Excuse me. I also just want to say that last night we started our 5 Pillars of Acting class on Wednesday nights. It's a 6-week course where we go really, really deep into our work. And I'm getting a love about that. And we had 15 people at our class. It's a 6-week course. It's a closed course, so once you start, you can't start again. But it's really, really great. We we get into the different 5 pillars, which are, we work on memorization, we work on verb playing, we work on some other things. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up because I've got a cough. Enjoy this book. We'll see you next time.